So let's continue working on our inventory canvas. First thing is placement. Inventory background. We want to anchor it top left. Top right is going to be the health points. So I'm going to select left, top, while depressing Alt. Top left, okay, that's good. We'll probably move it around a little bit later, but that's fine for now. All right, next. So click on item image, and we want to make that dimensions 80 by 80. So with 80, height 80. Now we want to configure background. So click on background, and we want the background to also be 80 by 80. Next is the tray. Click on tray, and here the dimensions we want are 48 by 32. 32. And we also want to configure the image. So we're going to go into Sprite, inventory slot 1, and drag that into our tray image. Okay. And you have to go back to background and set that image to inventory slot 0. So inventory slot 0, drag that over. All right. Now to see what we're doing here with the tray, select item image, and we just want to click that off for now. Okay, now we can see what we're doing with the tray. Now the tray's anchor point should be bottom right. So click on anchor point, right, bottom. I'm going to hold Alt so it will actually move it. And then we want to set the coordinates to be 0, 0 for the tray. And that's what we want it to look like. Okay, save the game. Now select text component, quantity text, and we want to set its dimensions to 25 by 20. 25, 20. All right, we want to set the fonts. So we're going to use our silkscreen font. So click on the control to the right of the font. Select silkscreen. Font size should be 16. The color we want for this font is white. I'm just going to 255. Okay. Then text alignment we want center horizontal and center vertically. And we want to change the text. So we get a number. So let's set it to 0, 0 so we can see it better. And we're going to disable the text because we're going to enable that programmatically. Clicking off here at the text component. on the object. That we're going to turn on in our code. Okay, that looks good. All right, now we want to prefab just the slot. So select slot under inventory object and drag slot into our prefab folder. Collapse some of these. Here's our prefabs. Drag that in. See slot, and now we can delete slot. I have a spelling issue here. Inventory, we'll change that to inventory. Inventory object, better. Okay. And we also want a prefab inventory object. So I'll drag that into prefabs, but I'll leave it in the hierarchy for now. All right, so now select slot, the prefab, and we're going to want to put a script component. So the slot script will be imported from our author's resources. So we select slot, drag that over, and you'll notice that it has quantity text field there. So if we expand slot backgrounds, expand tray, you can then drag quantity text over and set it on the prefab there. All right, that's good. So let's go back to our scene, and we're going to put the inventory script component on our inventory object. So select the inventory object. It's a prefab, but it's still in our hierarchy, and we're going to drag. Where is it? Inventory. Oops. Drag inventory and make it a component on inventory object. Now you'll notice that inventory has a slot prefab it needs to be associated with our new slot prefab. So let's take slot prefab, drag it over, put it on the inventory script. So that looks good, and we want to apply that back to the prefab. Now the player, just while I'm thinking about it, the player script we commented out a line that instantiated inventory. So I'm going to bring up Visual Studio. Okay, Visual Studio, look for the start method where we commented out the instantiation of inventory, and we want to uncomment that out. Save that. All right, back to Unity. All right, now let's go back to our player object. And we'll see we have an inventory prefab that hasn't been initialized yet. So we want to drag the prefab over and apply that back to the player prefab. Apply the override back, apply all. Okay, now this inventory object we can get rid of now. So I'm going to delete that. Save the game. Now I'm going to try a play here, and we should instantiate the inventory. There we see the inventory there, but it's not updating. So we need to take a look at that. We should be seeing the first slot populating with the gold coin and the count. So I'm going to take a look at that and be back. Okay, so the problem is, go into slot and check item image. It should be, the game object should be enabled, but the image should be disabled. Right? So it shouldn't be like that, the game component should be, the game object should be enabled and the image disabled. All right, so now if I run, I might have the debugger on. I'm going to continue in the debugger. I've been debugging this. And we'll see that when we go over a coin, that slot is filled with the gold coin image. Stop the game and add some more gold coins. So I'm just going to select that object and Control D for duplicate. I'll make another one. Control D. Click W. Go back to the scene. Move these things around. Okay, so now I've got 3. I'm going to start the game again. Now when I pick up a gold coin, get rid of this breakpoint. Continue. I see the slot taken by the gold coin item. If I consume another one, it's actually a bug. It doesn't set the count to 1 the first time. Now I click another gold coin, it goes to 3. Stop the game. I'm going to save the game. And that's it for this video. We'll fix up some of these issues in a subsequent video. But that completes, as the textbook described it, our inventory in Health Bar. All right.